So what the internet does, a lot of this is internet driven. What the internet does is the internet creates one giant aggregator or two for everything. One taxi dispatcher, one e-commerce store, one search engine, one social media site for friends and family, one for business, etc. So the internet is this giant aggregator where it creates one big hegemon for everything. And it creates an atomized long tail of millions and millions of individuals. What it gets rid of is the medium-sized ones in the middle. So, for example, you might have had like 7 Hollywood studios. Well, it's all going to be Netflix. You had, 10 large commerce players from Walmart to Costco to, Kmart and whatever. No, now it's just going to be Amazon and a ton of small individual brands. So that's the world that we're headed towards. One hegemon and millions of individuals. So where it ends up long term is media will be a few gigantic outlets. It could be the New York Times, it could be Facebook, a few like that. And there's going to be just a really long tail of millions of independent people. So this idea of who's a journalist and who's not, is Assange a journalist or not? Everyone's a journalist. That's the world that we're headed towards. I do think that extreme power, the most powerful people in the world today, and this is not well known, but the most powerful people in the world today are the people who are writing the algorithms for Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, because they're controlling the spread of information. They're literally rewriting people's brains. They're programming the culture, and they're doing it very subtly. Like Google, I believe that, one of their execs got up in front of Congress and the congressman asked him, do you manipulate search results? And he said, no, we do not manipulate search results. Really? That's your job. That is literally all Google does. Google has one job, which is to manipulate search results, to pull them out of the noise and rank them properly. And the precise algorithms of how they do that is very hidden, very complex, but influences the hearts and minds of everybody, including all the voters. Now, if Google, Facebook, and Twitter had been smart about this, they would not have picked sides. They would have said, we're publishers. Whatever goes through our pipes goes through our pipes. If it's illegal, we'll take it down, give us a court order. Otherwise, we don't touch it. It's like the phone company. If I call you up and I say something horrible to you on the phone company doesn't get in trouble. But the moment they started taking stuff down that wasn't illegal because somebody screamed, they basically lost their right to be viewed as a carrier. And now all of a sudden they've taken on liability. So they're sliding down the slippery slope into ruin, where the left wants them to take down the right wants them to take down the left. And now they have no more friends. They have no allies. Traditionally, the libertarian-leaning Republicans and Democrats would have stood up in principle for the common carriers, but now they won't. So my guess is as soon as Congress, this day is coming, if not already here, it might have even been here today, actually, because I saw something related in the news. The day is coming when the politicians realize that these social media platforms are picking the next president, the next congressman. They're literally picking, and they have the power to pick, so they will be controlled by the government. Unfortunately, it's headed the opposite direction, right? Yeah, I wish it was freedom of speech. Much more likely they're going to be, in the short to medium term, they're going to be hauled in for hearings. They're going to be pressured massively, do this, don't do that. My concern about that is the hearings that I saw with Zuckerberg, those people were completely incompetent. They don't seem to understand. They don't. But they're just applying pressure. They're just trying to scare him so he'll do what they want. And what do they want him to do? They want him to basically suppress the other side. So if you're right wing, you want to suppress the left wing. If you're left wing, you want to suppress the right wing. And if you just see where these companies are headquartered in Silicon Valley, all the censors, and that's really what they are. They're censors working inside these companies. They're called by different names, obviously, right? It's double speak. You call it the Department of Defense when it's the Department of War. So in this case, the Department of Safety and Trust, but really it's the Department of Censorship. The censors are inside Silicon Valley, so it's going to reflect Silicon Valley's politics.